Bright lights, bright lights. Who's going to come tonight? Let's see. And the winner is Sharon and Warren, first people here. Hello. Hello. Holger, good to see you back.
Hello there.
And how are you doing, Holger?
Much better. The doctor gave me some drugs that really helped.
Oh, good.
Drugs.
Better living through narcotics and medicine. Very good.
Chemistry.
Through chemistry. Clint, good to see you. June. Paula, did you get that drink made? There she goes.
Ooh, fancy.
She made something fancy.
Creamy drink, it looks like.
It is a creamy type drink. Dan and Julie, nice to see you. Christine. And our resident chef, Andrew, good to see you.
Oh, the party house guy.
It's been a while. Hi, everybody.
The party house guy.
Party house.
Party house guy.
You have a nice Bud Light ready?
No, actually, I'm on water right now. But Bud Light might be coming, Clint. You never know.
I made a fancy cocktail with Pellegrino and Wegmans cold pressed lemonade.
Oh, fancy.
So it's like a lemonade spritzer.
That sounds good.
I love doing that with sparkling waters. You know, just mix them with other things.
Yeah, because this is this lemonade is very sweet on its own. So.
Yeah, the cran apple and cran grape and stuff like that. I'll also mix with some. That's always a nice little drink.
Ellie, good to see you.
Hey. Holger's here too.
Yep.
I already said Holger.
Hi to Holger.
Say hi to Christine.
I did.
Okay.
He's
Christine,
never,
did you get enough? Did you get enough? Hello, Christine. Hello, Christine.
You're gonna say hello. You're gonna say hello to Bowie.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday.
I'll talk after we do the toast as proper procedure.
You're gonna wish David Bowie happy birthday.
Today's would have been David Bowie's birthday. Is that right?
It's also actually today is his death day.
Oh, his death.
Was his death day or was his birthday?
I think his birthday was like his birthday was recent too. Well,
the 9th, I think.
Yeah,
what
he
is
died
the
on
appropriate gift for a death day.
Calla lilies.
I don't think it makes a difference because he was born on his birthday's the 8th and he died on the 10th.
Wow.
But there are 69 years and 2 days between those.
Well, the local radio station was, celebrating his birthday by playing a lot of his music this weekend.
Yeah,
I heard they released some demo songs from him or something, some new releases, but I haven't heard them.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast that does geeky things. Right now they're doing the Harry Potter books, but as a palate cleanser, they did 2 Bowie films. They did Labyrinth and The Man Who Fell to Earth, which
oh my gosh,
none had seen The Man Who Fell to Earth and didn't realize it wasn't really softcore, but it was
pretty porny.
Yeah.
Pretty porny. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of nudity.
You get to see you got to see David Bowie's of Steven's favorite word.
We haven't even had the toast yet. Come on.
And Rip Torn.
Oh
Was
my!
it worth it?
I get to see Rip Torn's penis too. No, thank you.
See, you said it.
He said it.
There you go.
I said penis. It gets said on.
Not even 5 minutes.
It's his
podcast. I let him break out the first penis.
That's right.
Let me see penis. All right, never mind.
Clint, so what is it worth a woman watching it for that member?
Clint, please give us an analysis of the penises.
It's there.
Peni.
It really doesn't do much for me either way. So
I was saying from a woman's viewpoint.
If memory serves, I would say probably no.
Okay.
So they selected small. Is that what you're saying? On the selecting,
yes.
They selected small. Okay.
I believe if memory serves me, he selected small.
What the fuck?
It's also.
Still talking about cyberpunk now?
It's 70s sci-fi, so it's very slow and not a lot of exposition. So you're like, what's going on here?
But see, how long have we been locked up away from each other?
Too long. Way too long.
Not long enough for me to go seek out a movie with penises in it. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go watch it to see David Bowie's penis. Not.
I watched it because it was a movie. All
right.
If I want to see majestic
watch movies with penises, I'm gonna watch A Room with a View because it's funny.
I mean,
yeah.
If I want to see majestic penises, all I have to do is.
Is there a movie?
Wait, and on that note,
I can't.
You've got a TV down there.
Your brother? Yeah, I've got a TV down there.
Send Christina some pics. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
All right.
Invitation.
Toast. No, Jeffrey Kubik.
A toast to your health and that of your family and your friends and your communities and your cities and your states and your countries. To your health, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. L'chaim.
Thanks for the invite, Andrew.
Do what?
Thanks for the invite.
Oh, yes.
Oh, shh.
God.
Off the rails early. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is she thanking him for the invite because of the dinner or something else?
I'm good either way. I'm just going to see where
the dessert. Yeah, the afters.
The after delight.
He offered his member for a viewing.
Oh God, I need sleep. Oh,
I think I offered that.
I think I need.
I think Christine is pretty lonely. It's.
Wow. Oh yeah. So what are y'all drinking out there? I'm getting.
You mean it's gotten too much for
Sharon's just sipping. She's like.
I'm getting
light.
You'll get to me. You'll get to me.
I'm getting toward the end of the Advent beer calendar, and I saw this one I pulled out the remaining ones because we're obviously late, and I saw this one in the back, and I remembered it from last year. This is the best one of all the beers, and it happens to be the last one. It's a Weizenbock, a German wheat Bock beer. So it's a strong wheat beer. This is a very good representation of that style. About 7.5% alcohol.
Costco, you said?
This is obviously made in hell, as it says on there.
Made in hell.
What it says.
Oh, that reminds me.
And of course, hell means it's light. It's
bright,
it's
light.
Light, not dunkel.
Yep.
Dunkel is dark.
Remind me to ask the Germans about airports when we get done with this.
So you can see it's.
There's no airports. Don't talk about airports.
What else you guys got out there?
We don't have. Oh no, but now we do have an airport actually. Yes.
Christine, when you hold it up, Christine? What are you drinking there?
Oh, Mexican hot chocolate.
Ooh.
I do have photos of what the hell I'm going through over here, and
we'll get to the hell that is Central Texas in a second.
Yeah.
Dan, I saw you.
Yeah, it's the end of the Glen Alecky 12.
Okay, cool.
Very nice space side.
Yeah, it looks very empty, that bottle. Very good.
It is. I finished it.
Oh, that's very empty. Okay.
This is what was left of it is
lonely.
All on your own? Did Julie help you?
No, she had a sip.
Very small.
Well, this is we've had this for over a year and a half. We got this yeah, but so the bottles lasted about a year.
Yeah, but he's got like 25 bottles, so
oh wow.
Something like probably
a
not
nice
that
Scotch
much.
collection.
Yeah.
I don't. I have about maybe 15.
Anybody else? Anybody else have something? Paula, what do you have? A pina, not penis. Colada. Pina colada.
Pina.
She likes pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
You're not going out to
pineapple, and we had some leftover coconut milk. So why not?
Why not?
Exactly.
Very nice.
Delicious.
That's a nice improvised drink that she made. She was talking about it
great.
before. Very cool. Anybody else? June, you got something there that's interesting or not?
Oh, I already said it was my cold pressed Wegmans lemonade mixed with Pellegrino.
I missed that. Okay, cool.
I did my drinking yesterday.
Andrew, you've got a
Bud Light Light.
I'm about to say a Cincinnati public water system. Very good.
Yeah, Bud Light Light.
Bud Light Light.
Extra light.
Extra light. I did see, Stephen, I thought of you. I was driving and I saw a billboard for Bud Light Zero, which is no alcohol Bud Light. And I thought, Stephen's going to kill me. He's going to kill me.
Can it get any lower?
Is it really?
No.
That really exists?
Yeah. It might be Bud Zero, but I am pretty sure I saw Bud Light Zero, which is the no alcohol to slow you down and no good quality flavor to make you popular with your internet friends.
I've got to get one of those just to see it and like.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, sir.
Somebody might send. Don't send it.
The dinner requirement is you have to have Bud Light Zero if you come to the dinner.
I love it.
Yeah, but you know, he's such a huge Coke Zero fan. I'm sure he's going to love it.
I will save you with food and punish you with shitty beer.
I'm bringing stellar wine for dinner. Don't worry. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll go over to Sharon.
Yeah. So I am trying something new. It's not in the bar book, but this was inspired by a post from a high school friend of mine, who he and his wife, they go out to restaurants, many different restaurants, and he always posts what he drinks and eats. And the other night he had a caramel bacon flavored martini.
Oh my.
So I'm like, this sounds really interesting. Let me go and see if I can find a recipe. And I couldn't find an exact recipe, but I modified one that was for a candied bacon martini. So it's 1.5 ounces of vodka, a half ounce of brandy, a half ounce of amaretto, and the original recipe calls for maple syrup, but I substituted it for caramel sauce. And I have a candied bacon little Swizzler.
Oh my goodness!
Butter tastes terrible now.
It sounds disgusting.
I don't drink, but I might just be so inclined.
All right.
You know,
everything.
You have to try it.
The next time I try this, the caramel, I'm gonna have to liquefy it a little bit because it was too thick. It was getting, and with the cold, it was getting stuck in the shaker. You put all this in the shaker and shake it.
Maybe
so I think I'm gonna have to liquefy it and maybe bring it to room temperature.
The caramel syrup you get for like coffee drinks.
No, I use ice cream for ice cream.
Well, I'm not saying for the drink. You could use the coffee syrup. That way you get the caramel flavor without being super thick.
He's listening.
You're onto something. You're onto something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I get next time I make this.
So
I just made I just candied some bacon and put it in there. And at first the caramel was not mixed up very well, so I was getting a lot of the vodka, and I thought, oh, this isn't very good. But now the caramel's kind of settling in, and it's quite tasty.
So is the only bacon portion the actual Swizzle, or did you say something else with bacon? No, there's no other like bacon in there.
Yeah, just this.
Okay, so here's a weird thing about bacon alcohol, bacon in a drink. Paula, you remember the bacon vodka, don't you?
Yes.
They sell.
Bacon vodka?
There is a thing
that does not sound delicious.
Somebody puts out that is bacon vodka. Bacon, you know how there's like, Citron Absolute, so it's a lemon vodka, and there's orange vodka. There's all kinds of. There's a bacon vodka. So I used
Bloody Mary, that might be good.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
So I used to do this thing called Iron Bartender. Iron Chef, of course. I used to do Iron Bartender when we were like away. And we were wrecking like a house that we were in. Like we used to go like play paintball, and we stayed for a weekend, and we'd have like 15 people in the house, and we would throw these ridiculous parties. So I was Chairman Kaga, and I would come out with the secret ingredient, and it could be just like oranges. It could be, some kind of mixer, or it could be an alcohol that they have to mix with. And one time I brought out bacon vodka. Somebody found this. Now, we have disproven the theory that everything can taste better with some bacon in it, because bacon vodka, at least this bacon vodka, was the most vile thing you had ever tasted. Not a single person, and there were two people going against each other, but they would make like 5 drinks each or something like that.
I'll be right back.
Neither one of them could make anything that tasted good with this stuff. It was like, it tasted like oil. Like you would drink, you would taste it. And it was almost like this oily, burnt flavor that you were putting in your mouth.
Nasty.
It was the nastiest shit you've ever tasted, Paula, right? I mean,
Oh, it was
you remember
horrible.
that? And we had like 10 judges. I mean, they're just people in the house that would taste all the drinks. And every one of them was like spitting it out. Like they couldn't drink it. True story.
Maybe they were just bad cooks.
If you're ever inclined to try bacon vodka, don't. That is my advice to you.
That bad.
So, Stephen, a couple of things.
It really was. Yep, go ahead, Andrew.
My license plate is Iron Chef. And I got engaged at Morimoto's restaurant.
Oh, is that Morimoto?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
That's Morimoto right there in front of you, right?
He stole my camera.
God.
He stole my camera. He stole my camera and took that picture of me and see Wendy back there. Yeah.
I can barely see your wife there, and I'm glad that was Morimoto, because if it was your wife, I'd be very embarrassed.
No,
Well,
my wife's
married to
beautiful.
Morimoto wouldn't be bad, would it?
No.
Yeah, I would marry Morimoto. This guy's got a lot of
Super
money.
cool guy. We actually had drinks with him. That was in Philadelphia, and he came to Cincinnati, and we met up and had.
Wow, you really know him.
I would not say really know him. I've spent a couple of evenings with him.
That's more than I've spent with some people on this call here. So I think
we don't know Vodka either. We don't know him either.
That's pretty good.
Well,
We're free when you need them.
but I'm sure Corey has him over every week.
Yes.
Probably right now.
I
Yeah.
think
They're
you
over
know
at French
people
Laundry talking with Michael Thomas Keller. So Morimoto, Keller, and him. They're all having dinner together.
They're just chilling out, and Corey.
Yeah.
They're getting cooking tips from Corey. That's what they're doing.
And Corey's teaching them cooking. That's great.
I think I know people in this call better than that I've never ever seen in person after this many happy hours.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's a cool story.
It was neat. It was a surprise for my wife. She didn't know she was getting engaged to me. And let me tell you, I'll take just a couple minutes to tell you, because I think this is a good story. You'll tell me if it's a good story or not. When I made the arrangements, they said, we'll do a multi-course dinner. You drop off the ring to the maitre d'. We'll take care of it. You just sit back, relax, and enjoy. And what the maitre d' said to me is, I will come by and like tap you on the shoulder or like touch your elbow to let you know when it's time. And every time he came to the table for the next 2.5 hours, he would touch my shoulder or pat my elbow. And I'm thinking, so every moment I'm like, I'm on edge. And when it was time, I could see into the kitchen and I could see Morimoto messing with a dish. And I saw it come out and I knew that it was the ring. And as he was setting it down, Wendy was saying, and I quote, I can't imagine what would make tonight any more perfect. And the dish with the ring on it lands.
Get out of here.
And I'm like, guys, I'm going to knock this one out of the park. So she sees the ring. I propose to her. She says yes. And then I do what any self-respecting American chef would do. And I gave 2 thumbs up to Morimoto. Completely forgot to kiss the girl.
Oh my
God.
You just set the bar really high for every guy in the world. So thank you very much. If
Did anybody get it on video?
No.
Why would you?
Inconspicuous. You know.
That's
great
sure they
story.
had security cams. Just take it from there.
Yeah, there you go.
Great story. My claim to fame with Iron Chef is that I actually started watching Iron Chef when it was still in Japanese. I used to watch Iron Chef on whatever it was. No, not with the subtitles.
Not the
I watched it in Japanese and I was mesmerized at the Japanese screaming at each other. I don't know, not a single word did I understand. screaming at each other and this intensity and I could tell what they're doing. Obviously, it's a competition. Who's making the best dish with this? The guy would come out and he would show the pineapple, and they all got to make pineapple dishes with pineapple in it, whatever the hell it was. And I was absolutely mesmerized. I watched it for years like that, and then finally they subtitled it, and then they started dubbing it, and then
the original
William Shatner did a takeoff on it. Like,
the original Japanese Iron Chef
was the host.
Magnificent. It was.
There was a Shatner version, I think. Before
there was
that.
a Shatner version.
There was. Oh wow!
It was. It took, and I love William Shatner. I love him, but it took everything good about the show out, and it made it about like him and things. It was dumb. It was really dumb.
Yeah. Iron Chef America, hosted by a Canadian.
I've been to Morimoto's restaurant at Disney Springs.
Yes.
And they feature the dish that he won the Iron Chef competition with.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
my God, is so good. I can't tell you what the name of it is.
He's got a signature dish, and I can't think of it right now either. But I had it there too. It's
I'll never forget watching the one night he made something where it looked like stained glass. The sushi, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, he's a genius.
He made the night that we got engaged. He made 12 pieces of sushi that night, 6 for me and 6 for Wendy. And that was it. Wow. And otherwise he just came and hung out with us. It was amazing.
Wow.
Why was he cool. Why was he like even there? I mean, was he there like for a reason?
Was at Morimoto Restaurant in Philadelphia before he opened the rest of them. So
he used to actually hang out there a lot. Because
he did. I mean, that was where he worked. So it was awesome. It was an amazing experience. 12 courses, paired wines, unbelievable desserts, and I got the girl.
That is awesome.
Great story,
fun.
Dude. Awesome. Great story.
Hopefully that was the most important part.
Yeah.
Well, the wine was actually the most important part.
Well, that sounds like Steven.
Yeah.
The drunkest I've ever seen Dan was actually at Disney at Epcot. They had a food and wine dinner, and they just kept topping him up.
It was Wolfgang Puck, and it was Sterling Vineyard.
And it was, it was a nice pairing, and it was really nice. But I mean, just getting drunk at Disney was very funny for me to watch.
Well, because instead of just giving like the pairings, you get up, go to the bathroom, and they refill your glass the last wine, and it just.
He never.
And you don't want to be rude.
Exactly. Well, I didn't have
waste it.
The glass was just full.
Right.
Oh, there it goes.
So, nice.
Okay. Friday after work, I was bad. I broke quarantine and went to Home Depot. So I have all these lovely plants.
Oh, good.
And then this morning, whoa, wrong way. Then this is my morning.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, crap.
Wow.
Then this is later on in the day. This is later in the day.
Oh wow!
I've heard about this.
It's what we call in New Jersey a dusting.
Yeah, it's a dusting.
Yeah, but this is like the first sign of the apocalypse because they don't get snow.
You know? Oh, okay.
It didn't freeze last year for any significant amount of time, and it never snows during the day. It usually snows overnight, and I'm in living hell.
I thought Wednesday was the first sign of the apocalypse.
It's not
poisonous. That was the first.
I mean, I hate the white stuff, but that amount is nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It depends on where you are.
I mean,
it's not even like you don't get school called on that.
The problem is like she has to you have to drive to work on Monday.
It's living hell day 2 because I have to go across too many bridges and I am not driving I-35. I-35 is the main road through Austin, by the way.
You should probably leave now.
Melted. Won't that melt by now?
No. It'll all melt.
Seriously, won't that all melt by then?
The highways, they should be melted.
It won't melt.
What's your daily high temperature?
And it's still snowing. And
Christine, I would leave now to get to work. Pack some food. Pack some food. Pack things you can burn. in case you get cold.
Things you can
A
burn.
blanket.
A bottle or two.
There's nothing worse than having to drive in a place where people aren't used to snow when it
Yeah.
snows.
And they freak out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's snow chains. Take snow chains.
No change for that.
Yeah, snow chains. You might want to call the tractor.
Doesn't know what a snow chain is. Come on, guys.
They don't even have those down here.
No, you won't need snow chains. You probably
You'll be
need snow
fine.
tires.
It'll be fine.
No, it won't.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah.
Having
They don't even have
lived in
ice
Atlanta for
scrapers down
17
there.
years, we've seen the city shut down over just minute amount of snow or sleet, and you people up north, and even us from being up north, you know, to see it, you'd think it was nothing, but if you don't have the snow removal equipment,
or the sanders,
you know, it can immobilize a city.
Atlanta,
The sleet is bad everywhere, but
the city of Atlanta, which gets snow every once in a while, has zero capability to get rid of it, and they get the smallest dusting. Everybody leaves work back when people were at work. The city is shut down. The city shuts down for like a day and a half until it's like nothing. And that's mostly because they're like just like crazy about the whole thing. But also when there is, you know, when it is at that temperature where it just snows, and then it really will turn to ice. So they got to be very careful about it.
Yeah, in 2014, they had an event where they got just enough snow and it froze to ice.
Yeah.
And what is normally a 30-minute drive for me getting home from work turned into 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My brother,
I considered myself lucky to be home because every time you got into any kind of hill, and of course the cars there, they don't have studded snow tires.
No.
Anytime you got to any kind of hill, cars would make it partly up the hill and then they'd start sliding backward. And if you were behind them, because you had no way of maneuvering. Right. So I was very careful and I was very lucky to make it home without getting either hit or stranded.
I don't know if you all can see that.
Yes,
it says weather advisory for newcomers. Newcomers, and the radio is saying possible dusting by morning.
Oh, there
and the guy's screaming, "We're all gonna die!" Yeah. The good Cincinnatian takes his snow very seriously.
Yeah.
I hated forecasting snow. When I was doing local TV in Dayton, it was really difficult because our local broadcast area extended from midway between Cincinnati and Dayton all the way up almost to where Sharon lives, 2 hours north of Dayton. So it was a wide range, and the standard storm track always had the rain snow line somewhere in my viewing area.
Yes.
So trying to figure out how to, what amount of snowfall to call for in the northern counties versus south of Dayton was a tricky thing. And then if the storm varied in track just a little bit, it was a recipe for my forecast to be wrong.
Oh, man.
I remember one time I called for a dusting of snow. We woke up the next morning with 7 inches.
Oh, I bet they love you.
Fortunately,
they do not like it.
But the main anchor's nickname for me was Dusty.
Helly, did you want to talk?
In 2008, I think I spent some December week in California visiting with friends, and I drove up from LA to Fresno, and there was snow. I mean, there was just less than what we just saw from Christine. But like the people in LA, they were like panicking.
Yeah, they freak out.
Not going anywhere, It's like, I was thinking, yes, there's snow. There's like a snowflake on the road. Could you still move, please?
Yeah. Christine's freaking out about that.
And that how prepared to snowed in?
Oh my goodness.
The policy in the Central Texas area is if the school buses don't run, you don't leave the house. If they're a school, I don't even know if they're school because I don't know what's going on at that aspect. But if the school bus can't run, you do not leave the house. If they can't run school buses, because that's what we lived for when I was when I was a child, is my mom would be listening to the radio waiting for them to say, no school buses running. Okay. And we don't have to go to school then.
That's not going to happen anymore. It's like, school buses aren't running. Get in your Zoom.
Mhm.
So I got a very interesting thing that I have to bring up, and it could take a while to do the whole thing because I know the conversation will be very interesting as they go along. So I'm gonna play some videos for you, and I promise there's no penises on these videos, so don't worry about it. Kids can watch. Sorry, Christine.
Boring.
Nope.
These are not interesting videos then. Forget it.
That's right. That's right. They're just videos. They're not interesting.
There might be child abuse. I don't know.
So we installed 2 years ago, a year and a half ago at least. I saw Ring cameras.
yeah.
Know what those things are? Ring is just the name, the brand name. But they're security cameras, and they go off as you are within a certain distance.
Mm-hmm.
They go off, and the lights come on, and it's just security, and it's good to have. And we're in a very safe neighborhood, but just good to have. And almost every night, and in fact, I would say every night, this is the type. You guys can see that, right?
Yep.
This is the type of thing that I see on the camera.
Oh no.
Almost every night. See?
Cat.
Yeah. That's we've named him, in fact. That's Prowler. Prowler comes by almost every night. And another black cat comes by as well. She's Prowlerette. I don't have any idea what their gender is, but we just call it. And there's another one that just started coming. That's not the reason that I'm going off on this. Last night was quite different. Last night was quite different. And let me show you what happened. Hold on. You know me. I'm so good.
FloridaMan.com.
Here we go.
Well, I mean, did you see the title? The title
is
was in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah.
This is
Basic Cat Stop By.
Yeah, Basic Cat. I wonder what this one will say.
So, the first thing that you're going to see, it said basic. Yeah, that was just, I basically said that was a basic cat video. That's what I did that. Because you're going to see some other interesting things or here. So this one, make sure you have your volume up. I think the volume of this is up. There are two videos I'm going to show you. This is the less interesting one, but, well, just listen. This is the front door.
That's the side of your house, Stephen?
The front of the house. This is the front door looking toward the driveway. You can see my neighbor's car on the left. Listen.
Yeah.
That buzzing.
Just listen. You hear that?
Gunshot?
I'll play that again.
Yeah, that sounds like a gunshot.
Yeah.
Now. Okay.
Oh my gosh. What was that?
That's the front door, which I looked at second. So I had seen the first one first.
Sounds
so
like
I knew
something hit it.
So I knew what it was. This is by the way, this is hard. That's a column, but there's no other place to put the doorbell. So
Something
this is a
hitting
view
wood.
from directly the doorbell that goes out. And so it shows anybody coming to the house. That's all. So now we go to the more interesting one. Hold on a second while I get that going. Sorry, it takes a while. I got to open this. I got to do 1 second. I got to click on that. I know this is also interesting for you as I do this. Here we go. Okay. So this is the front. This is the driveway, right? Cars would be in the garage in the foreground. The little thing you just saw was to the left. And I have another neighbor, of course, to the right, and you see some cars across the street. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Listen and watch.
Go in. Go in. Don't have me. Don't have me. So go.
Oh.
You just broke your window. You just broke your window.
I'm gonna play it again. I doubt you can hear it. I'll tell you what is being. I'll tell you what's being said.
Get in the effing house. Oh.
Yes. Oh, you did hear it.
Yeah.
Go in.
Yeah. That's his father saying, "Get in the fucking house." He picks up a rock. His father picks up a rock. His father, boss has said rock, hits something. We'll find out what later.
Oh my
Says
God.
you just broke the window. Okay, that's in my driveway. My driveway.
Was it your car?
Okay,
In
epilogue.
your gated neighborhood, by the way.
Well, that's Father of the Year shit right there.
Oh my God.
Right?
So let me tell you the story. So yeah, neighbors on from that orientation, neighbors on the left side, really lovely people. They've got two kids, Like
there's always like a pack of kids there. They
driving,
have
like teenagers that can drive and stuff like that. Really solid, just nice people.
Very nice.
Neighbors on the right side that you just saw are crazy.
They're psychics.
But they're crazy in a manageable way. I don't see him outside shooting a gun or anything like that. But they're a little odd. They curse at each other.
A lot of cursing.
Cool. They curse at the father. The father curses back. Get in the fucking house. Get out of that fuck again. Crazy.
New Jersey like.
No, that was this is Florida. That was at 12:14 a.m. Don't know why the 10-year-old's outside at that time.
I'm just saying it looks like he's 12, something like that.
Give or take. I don't know. And more importantly, have no idea why the father is throwing a rock at the kid, hitting my driveway.
Yeah.
And then bouncing. Where did that rock go? So I watched this over my coffee this morning. I'm like, Paula, bring up the video from last night, 12:14. We look at it again together. She's like, what did that hit? What glass? Yeah. I go outside and I'm looking around and I figured by the trajectory, I'm like, did it hit my neighbor's car in the window? Because it couldn't hit my house. You saw the trajectory just skids across. But maybe he's got a window on that side. Maybe it's the car. I go out. I look at the car. I look at his car, his white car that you saw there. No, I look at his window. No. Look around. No. Then I kind of stare a little bit more at the car. There's a dent in the side of that car that is very noticeable. And there's no way. It's not like from a door hitting it. Right. You would have had to have, like thrown a rock to get that kind of dent. So now all day, I'm like, well, I'm not close to any of our neighbors. I see them. I say hello. Yeah. Hi. Oh, good to see you. Everything okay? The family? Great. Bye. That kind of thing. It's not we're not close. People are close or not close. But the ones on the left, nice people. The ones on the right, odd people. Fine. So all day I'm like, what do I do? I got to go knock on their door. You don't knock on people's doors these days. It's like you don't want to even be like. So all day I keep walking out. I keep walking out of my house. I'm like just like hoping to find even one of the kids. And I'm like, can you go get mom or dad? Yeah. Something.
But they're always outside.
They're almost always out there. The kids are out there with their friends, and Sundays are normally quiet.
You know what? Maybe you want to just
leave a note on the car.
The story's not over yet. Did I pause?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Did I pause, Andrew?
And it continues.
I got excited.
So about 2 hours before this, I again went outside and I heard something. So I walked to my mailbox. I wasn't sure if I had picked up the mail.
You get forgetful.
I get
on
forgetful.
a Sunday.
Well, from yesterday. I wasn't sure if I got it yesterday. No.
Yeah.
Don't be a wise guy. So I went out and I see the
He's
garage.
Retired.
I'm retired. I don't know. So I see the garage open. I see one of the girls. And then I see the lady, Susan, who lives next door, whose name I can never remember. But now I remember it's Susan. So I kind of walk over. I'm like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? She's like, oh, yeah, sure. What's up, hey? I'm like, and I say, was that there? I point to her car and she's like, no, what's that? And then I tell her the story. I got this video. I'm like, listen, I don't want to cause problems here, but the right thing is to say something to you and you can do with this what you want. But if you want me, I will walk over there with you or your husband and I'll tell him like, look, I saw this. So you guys work this shit out now. Not my business, but your son, you threw that fucking rock at their car or not on purpose, but you hit their car with that rock. And it's obvious too. The rock is an orangish like stone, very, very different. And it's that side from your perspective has those stones. We have white ones and they have white ones. It's really funny. So it's like so obvious. And it was sitting there right there in their bed that's next to their car of all white stones. And it's like 6 inches. It's about 3 inches long. So it's really obvious.
He threw that at his son.
He threw it at his son. I mean, that's the most fucked up thing about this whole thing. And then skipped off my driveway and into the guy's car, the people's car. Wow. So now I like started a neighborhood. Oh, by the way, as soon as I mentioned, I'm like, it was the people over here. And she goes, oh, they're crazy. Immediately she said that because she's had run-ins with them already, apparently, that their son's car is too loud. I mean, yeah, I hear it. It's a Camaro. I hear it. When he starts it. Okay. And their friend comes around and it might be like idling for a few minutes. I mean, it's not, I don't care. I hear a little bit of that. It's like, oh, cool. Nice sports car.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
But it's not like they're revving it or not playing with it.
I hate it. It makes my windows rattle in my house.
Don't delete those videos, Steven.
Oh, no.
No.
I downloaded them. I sent them to her. I sent her the links that they'll last for a year, but plus I downloaded them anyway. So anyway, I sent it. I said, Susan, if you want, Sean and I will go over there, or you and I don't care. Just let me know what you want to do. And she was so thankful and stuff like that. And I said, I still owe you dinner. We're supposed to have dinner for like last 3 years. When I moved in, we said like, hey, let's go out and have dinner 3 years ago. Never have done it yet. So anyway. That's the
wow. Did anyone find the rock?
The rock has been found. It's like
right
this
there.
3-inch rock of a different color that would be from their yard. Absolutely.
Not smart. They should have just removed the rock. Like,
no kidding.
Well, how smart is it to throw a rock at a kid anyway?
Or like,
that wasn't smart in the first place. But if something had happened,
don't be a scumbag and own up to the fact that you did it and go say something. The next day.
And or do that. Hi, sorry, this happened. Blah,
but
blah.
how do you have that conversation? Do you go, excuse me? I live not next door, but the next door over. I was heaving rocks at my kid. I might have missed, and I might have hit your fucking car.
I don't know how that conversation begins, but just
no.
But I think children's services should be involved in that because there's obviously something.
No.
I'm not getting involved with that shit.
Nope.
No, you don't want to be, but I think if someone's throwing rocks at their children for God knows why, I mean, there's never a good reason. But
how could you throw
a rock?
Know.
Sometimes.
Nope.
Sometimes.
You get angry at them. I don't have kids, but I know you get angry at them, but still.
I mean,
that was a serious rock, too. That was not like a little thing, which would have still been stupid.
And if the kid hadn't dropped, it would have hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get angry at my wife sometimes.
You can have like a dead kid in your driveway.
What are you laughing at?
Paula, how many rocks have I thrown at you in the time I've known you? Not too many. 2, 3, 4 rocks tops.
Just tell us today's number, Paula. Just today's number.
All it would take was one.
Yeah.
Just
one.
So I don't understand, Steve. This story. This is a lovely story.
It's a lovely story.
Lovely. Okay.
Lovely?
Wow.
Not the adjective I would have used, but go ahead.
I know.
Why can you not go ring the doorbell of your neighbor? I don't understand your
frustration.
Fear.
Corona.
Or fear.
No,
Corona.
Well, it makes
imagine. What if someone who could throw a rock at their kid could do anything?
No. Yeah. I assume you mean the neighbor who I did talk to. You mean that neighbor,
yes, that
the
neighbor.
nice neighbor.
Yes.
I just felt odd telling them that. I don't know. I felt odd going there and doing this, and we're not, like I said, we're not close. It's not like they're friends. They're neighbors. Hi, how's it going? Good to see you. Nice to see you. Take it easy. I'm heading out.
Yeah.
But I did. But the answer is
see them.
But the answer is I did. I just didn't do it immedially. I
Probably
waited
better
a few
to
hours.
run into them, right?
I wanted to run into them. Like,
yeah. Oh,
hey,
by the way, I saw
way,
this.
You got rocked.
You got rocked.
So was it the noise that activated the camera? Is that what?
No, motion. They're motion detected.
The kid running across.
The cameras, the cat. Occasionally a car will do it, even though it's in the street far enough away. But then it creates a reflection that is then interpreted as motion. It's not really the car doing it, I don't think. But anyway, it's a motion sensor thing, and it turns on the lights. It trips the lights, which is kind of cool, and it makes the camera start recording.
I've got the same thing, but I'm in an apartment, so if I watched all the motion, I'd see every time my neighbor left leaves their apartment because you can't make it.
You can block motion. Which is pretty cool.
Well, I haven't. I haven't still
you can
detect
turn
motion, but it doesn't
sensitivity
notify
down.
me.
Yeah, you can do different things with the Ring cameras. They're pretty cool. And I literally got it for this much security and to see all the nice wildlife that walks around here at night.
I got mine because I wanted a doorbell. Because you don't have a doorbell for an apartment.
The doorbell's cool.
Down here, we have it where you can be part of the city. And so if there's any crimes, they can connect to it. And there's
there's some controversy people have with that at times, but
I live in Texas, and I'll go knock on any of my neighbors' doors. I don't care. I mean, unless they have a certain names sign in their yard, I would not go to their house.
Texas is the only place.
Do you when you go to your neighbors?
Pardon?
I heard people got shot in Texas when you go to your neighbors unannounced.
That's happened, I think, in Texas or Florida. Like a kid. It was a kid from, I think, some Asian country, trying to go to for a party for Halloween. And he knocked on the wrong door, and the guy got afraid and shot him.
Oh my God!
I did not hear that.
This was like at least 10 years ago or something.
Well, so relatively.
The phrase "shoot first and ask questions later" isn't that Texan?
Oh, yes,
that is Texas.
So relatively speaking, Dad heaving rocks at his kid is a lot better than shooting at him. So he should be Dad of the Year. He really should. That's Dad of the Year shit right there. It really is.
Florida Dad of the Year.
Florida man. Yeah.
I was gonna completely unrelated, but for our happy hour, we did this thing and asked about which airport codes are real. And it turns out there is a sex airport in in Germany.
No, sex is in, isn't it?
It's in I can't find it right.
I thought it was
in Sembach, Kasern. It's in Sembach, Germany. It's a U.S. Army installation.
And the code is sex.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Sembach, Kasam, I guess. So, Germans, if you want to go to the sex airport, there's the one in the U.S. Army installation in Sembach.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to go to the sex airport?
Sembach Airport in Germany. The airport code is SEX. Thank you, Clint, for that investigative journalism. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
I've been waiting for the Germans to be on to talk about it.
If it's in a military installation, we don't have much knowledge about that.
Yeah.
Not public knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to say
is
that.
a sensitive topic on airports.
Yeah.
Do not talk about airports.
Yeah. Perm International Airport also is, and that's in Russia, is PEE. So just there you go. So those are the two off-colored airport codes, if you'd like.
Well, speaking of off-color airport codes, my parents both got their first COVID vaccine.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, makes me happy. That was a terrible transition. Segue from topic to topic.
So before we continue down that road, Dan and Julie have something they want to talk about their neighbors, because that's a good transition. See how that's how you transition well, Andrew.
No, we have our neighbors. Our previous neighbors sold their house.
Okay.
As one is wont to do, and the new neighbors have at least 3 vehicles,
maybe 4.
Maybe 4. They're big off-road type. What are they like?
It's a Jeep, something. It's not a Wrangler. It's something else.
They're tricked out with antennas and gear. I mean, these things are loaded. Now we've met the young couple and their kid, but they've got a dog, and there seems to be lots of different people that keep showing up at that house with 3 or 4 different vehicles in the parking space.
Say it a little louder, though, right?
I know.
We're in townhouse now.
So I keep joking that it's we had
plus the one of our neighbors' Wi-Fi is named CIA surveillance van.
Oh, nice.
No,
nice.
we have FBI van in our neighborhood for some
Wi-Fi. So I think we're not the only ones with that. Well, Dan.
I think that they're not just a couple. There's a lot of people in and out of that house. So.
Yeah. For a townhouse, there's usually not that many people inside that'll fit.
Yeah.
So for cars
and they're always they seem very military like, and they're always proactive, like mowing the lawn, raking the leaves, setting up The
machine gun turrets.
No. It's like when the appropriate season is there, they have set up their house like right at the beginning of the season, like the decorations are up, or it's like it's perfect. And the rest of us found
Is there a season for gun turrets?
No gun turrets.
Not that we've seen.
At least some ditches.
No ditches.
No ditches.
So we
That's our other neighbor.
we live in a community that is a bunch of McMansions, big houses. You know, they just kind of plop them out. And one day we noticed there were 5 black SUVs driving very slowly down our road. And then they turned left and started to go very fast. They did, in a house just down the street from us, the largest drug bust in Butler County in history. Was being the drugs were not being distributed from there, but I think that was like the management office or something. And these are people that were in a $500,000 house that they bought with cash. So yeah, kind of interesting. Needless to say, that is sold now.
Wow.
Okay. Let me finish my Texas story about my neighbors. I go to people's houses and ring doorbells. Okay, beginning years ago, I would go outside and lost dogs would find me. And so I would walk with the dog. I'm like, hey, let's go home. Let's walk. And the dog will walk me to the house. And I ring the doorbell. The dog runs in the house. The family is happy. I won points. But I've asked the neighbor to leaf blow we have a sign for our neighborhood. I went knocking on their door recently and said, hey, could your husband leaf blow it if he gets a chance when he's doing it? Because mine has a giant, my extension cord is not long enough to reach down there.
You have a nice relationship with your neighbors.
I got an egg. My neighbor. I've gotten eggs from different neighbors.
Oh my!
I've gone over for just like a half a teaspoon of some seasoning. My ex-husband thought I was crazy. But they're nice and friendly people. I mean, and you stop and you talk to them if they're outside. I mean,
that's very nice.
That is really nice.
I have a couple neighbors that are like that still.
Down here, it's like in New Jersey. Like you say, hey, and then you run away from everybody.
Run away.
Did you just see what I just wrote in the chat? I can't say that out loud, but yeah.
You might.
Yep. Midwest is different, you know.
Yeah. One of our neighbors has a.
I'm just saying, you don't talk to your neighbors. I mean, the only one I talk to, I know for 35 years, and he's my best friend. That's it.
You guys need to watch that Sebastian Maniscalco bit about visitors.
If you ever
funny.
get to see
You'll
any,
die laughing.
He's got a bunch of Netflix specials.
Yeah.
Sebastian Maniscalco,
He's
about
hysterical.
growing up Italian in New York area. It's unbelievably funny. It's every
but
word of it
the
is
visitor
true.
thing was like Philly too. It was this whole area is like
the whole
that
thing
with
about
the
visitors coming over back in the day and then
Yeah.
doing it now. Oh my God, it's so
The Edmonds, that's for company.
yes, Entenmann's.
Yes.
Entenmann's are only for company.
Those shitty muffins are for you guys.
Most of my neighbors are elderly. Most people are home all the time. So it's like a huge neighborhood. Like everybody is in we're not totally in people's, but we know whose car is parked in the driveway. And I was blowing leaves a couple weeks ago, and some cars started driving around weird in the neighborhood. And they did a couple of loops. I was like, no, I stopped blowing leaves. I stood out in my yard with my hands on my hips looking at them like, what are you doing? And I'm like, because I don't play. And there was some other guy who was parked and then moved, and I went and took a photograph of him and of his truck and walked back to my house.
I imagine Christine's the one with the gun on her hip saying, what are you doing here?
Since we're back at cars and suspicious behavior, I have a funny story from way back as well. A friend of mine were working at the same place, and every night when it closed up, which was around 10 o'clock, we walked home till a certain point where our paths diverged. And we stood there on the corner talking to each other for 30, 40 minutes. And at some point, we noticed that a police car was driving by very slowly a couple of times. And we thought, something must have happened here. What are they looking for? And at some point, we realized it was us standing there with long, dark coats at that corner, looking suspicious.
You were the culprit.
Yep.
Down at the corner.
It's funny.
Out in the street.
Andrew,
Who are they looking for? Oh, it's us.
Andrew, did you have anything else that you wanted to add to your story about your mom? Your mom, you said you had got the.
No, they
vaccine.
got them. They didn't die. They're not zombies. But yeah, so
get your vaccine.
Get your vaccine.
Your mom is no longer able to bear children.
Your mom is no longer able to bear children at age
no
8 or something like that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but can they play the piano now?
Right, they're yes, yeah, they glow in the dark. That's nice. So.
Which version of the chip did they get?
Was it the Microsoft or was
That's
it the
right.
Linux
No, it was
version?
Apple.
Does it have 5G?
Yeah,
it's 5G.
They're all 5G now.
I thought it was weird they had to shoot it right in their eyeball.
Fast, man. I want to be 5G right up.
Is it the local radio stations? Can I tune on to them?
They hear them all the time.
You turn your like your eye tooth and different radio stations. It's great. It works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny enough, people are actually driving down from New York to here to get their vaccines. I know my girlfriend's parents actually did that and got vaccinated today.
So in a good way, Florida, for us in Florida's ahead of the curve for the U.S. There's even like counties. We're in Palm Beach County. Sharon, Warren, and Alyssa are in Broward County.
I'm in Dade, actually.
You're actually in Dade, okay?
Yep.
Really? Fort Lauderdale's in Dade?
No, I'm in Aventura. So it's
You're
Dade.
right below that. Okay, I got it. So in Palm Beach County, at least, there's a number you can call to make an appointment to get your vaccine. You have to be over 65 at this point and stuff like that. But we're doing good. Most of the country is doing bad on getting the vaccines out there, which is not good. But hopefully it's going to get better. Let's see. I'm still confident we're going to have a good year this year. Starting not so good, but I'm really confident it's going to be a great year. Stay positive.
So far, December 41st has not been that great.
Yeah, I think the year's not going to start till year will start on January 20th. That's the new rule. The first 20 days don't count.
Yes. Holy crap. Well, I am apparently in group 1B because I'm a teacher, and
that's good.
In theory, I should be able to get it when it's available to that group.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's in group 2. Like if you're not in one of the high groups, or you're not a little bit old. Like
Wendy
is in 2.
My wife has has an immune deficiency, and so we're really looking forward to her being able to get it.
Yeah. Okay. Can I get an update on how everybody's doing, about if everybody's going out and partying, or if the world's shut down?
The Florida report is that on 2 days this week, we had 19,500 and 19,800 new cases on Thursday and Friday. All-time highs, of course. Horrible. So the new cases in Florida are breaking records constantly.
I went to a funeral yesterday, so I'm a little worried, but we were all masked the whole time, so I'm hoping that was enough. But I wasn't going to miss my uncle's funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, Jim.
Sorry to hear that, Jim.
Sorry to hear that.
Very much beloved man, and it was really sad.
Yeah.
we have been fairly locked down since March of last year. We don't go out much. We order food in and I cook it, or we get curbside. We don't really have game nights. We have a buddy of mine is in our bubble, and so he'll come up from time to time. But no, Christine, we're largely locked down.
Helly, you wanted to say something?
Yes. Well, in Germany, things are not going that well either. Well, we started on a light lockdown kind of thing in November, and then in the middle of December or beginning of December, it turned into a harder lockdown, which was supposed to sort of be lifted somewhat tomorrow if the numbers had gotten better. In fact, they didn't, because obviously people, they met at Christmas. It's kind of like your Thanksgiving rise sort of thing. And if you meet at Christmas and then you meet with your family and then you meet other people, your friends at New Year's, guess what? It's exactly the time you need to, to catch on and produce more bacteria, viral infection sources thingies. Mm-hmm. And so numbers here are quite bad and not improving in any way. And so starting from tomorrow, actually the lockdown is even harder than before. We have more regulations. Oh, there's only food and other necessity shops open, like pharmacies, food, or anything the likes. No shops, nothing to go buy clothes or anything else. You need to do that online if you need to do that. And then you have, up till now, you were allowed to meet with 5 people from 2 households. Now you're allowed to meet 1 person outside of your household. So wow. If I could go visit my parents, but if I had a boyfriend, I could not take him with. If I had a child, if you have hard rules, you could not take it with. In Berlin, they because they have lots of single parents, they changed the rules a bit and said, of course, you can bring your children with you if you're a single parent. If you're not a single parent, you cannot bring children if you go to visit other families. Wow. And we have it's called the 7-day incident. I don't know what number. So we have, and if that is, the critical term was over 50 is when you cannot follow the connections any longer. And now that's been gone way over the top already. So, and in Berlin, we're at, we just crossed the threshold of 200, where they say, well, now if it's over 200, you cannot go, you must not leave the surroundings of your city further than, I think, by 10 miles or something like that. So it's 15 kilometers, a radius of 15 kilometers. In Berlin, we're kind of lucky because that counts from Berlin border on, and Berlin itself is about 50 kilometers in diameter from. So I'm not sure what's that in imperial things
30 miles.
But it's quite large. So, and of course, yes, for work you can go, but for anything else, you're limited to where you live. And
well, with that cheery note, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I wanted to brag that Kansas has the biggest COVID death rate in the nation.
Oh. Yeah,
got to be number 1 in something, right?
Per capita.
So I don't want to cut you off, Helly. I mean, I know this is important stuff to talk about.
Just one more.
Go ahead.
One more thing. The thing is about vaccination. I'm really, really happy for Andrew's parents, and I hear people getting the chance of being vaccinated. I'm very happy for that. Vaccination is another critical thing in Germany. Of course, Germany is a federal republic, so every part of Germany has different rules on how to distribute the vaccine and how to get your appointment. There's some I think 3 or 4 districts in Germany, you can go online and get an appointment there. Some have a number you can call to get your appointment there. In Berlin, however, you get an invite from the government. So, and or if you work, well, you only get that by age. If you work in hospital, then you get your vaccine hopefully from your employer. Now, me not being employed at a hospital and not being 95 yet, as you can see, I tried to. Yes, close. I know, but it's all the oxygen. I tried to get an appointment scheduled for vaccination, and it was virtually impossible. So I went to stand outside the place where they give the vaccinations, because sometimes they have like leftovers or something like that in the evening that they don't know where to give to, but they don't give that out without an appointment. Wow. Then I called our health services. They say, oh no, it's go talk to the Corona hotline of the government. I called the Corona hotline. I called the appointment hotline. I called my health insurance. Then I called the appointment hotline. So as I called like 10 different places, and none of them were able to, schedule me. I called in the neighboring district. They say, well, what's your postcode? No, sorry, you can't. And so it's not easy being green and trying to get. And
you're a working doctor, right?
Yeah.
You are I'm a working doctor. Anesthesiologist, correct?
I work at basically, well, my main part is anesthesiology and intensive care. And if
you're not the first person that gets vaccinated, nobody is. I don't understand.
Yeah, you should be first.
I don't understand. You and people over the age of like 75.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like I don't, well, I needed somebody to present my case, basically, to say, well, I think I should be. Do you think as well? But there's nobody to give my letter of recommendation to.
Where's Corey?
Corey would be able to figure this out.
Corey could get this shit done.
Someone get Corey on the phone.
Yeah, so but you can cross your fingers. Next week I'm in a new hospital, and possibly they have a vaccine for me as well.
Good. Well, good luck with that.
Hope so.
Thank you.
And welcome, Matt. And with that, goodbye, good night.
Matt
shows up when we have
to... later.
Good to see you, Matt. Thank you for showing up. Happy birthday to your son, right? Your son. Happy
Ian,
birthday.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Ian.
So everybody, thank you so much for joining again. Everyone, cheers to your health.
Andrew, put that away.
We will see
What's
you
that
again.
Beeping? Do you guys hear that?
Yeah. That's
Just
me.
you,
It's
June.
my oven. Sorry.
It's us running out of time.
The crap out of me. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's us running out of time.
Is your dinner burning or something? You don't want you to burn your supper.
I have to go eat dinner because I'm going to be on a live stream.
I know you're retired, but 5 o'clock?
Yeah. Easy, at ease. I'm on a live stream. I'm going to post it on Podfather Gaming. Probably post it on my own page too. But check out Podfather Gaming. It's an industry related. Myself and Uwe Eckhart of Academy Games. We're going to be talking about IPs and licensing on Dan Pancaldi's show. He does a show called No Enemies Here. It's like a war gaming show generally, but he does Euro games and industry stuff. So if you want to listen, IPs, licensing stuff, you can listen in 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's an hour and a little less than an hour and a half from now. Cheers, everybody, to your health. See you next Sunday at 4 p.m. or next Thursday at 7 p.m. as usual.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Needed this today. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.